Time now to check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher, who's joining us live today from By the Bay Bistro in Osprey. Hi, Judi.
I am so happy to be here down in Osprey at By the Bay Bistro and thankful for the owners who shot me an email and invited me in for a cappuccino. Thank you. Some hot chocolate and such a surprisingly delicious array of bagels and salads and sandwiches. This is the cutest little shop, and it just reminds me a little bit of Europe and a little bit of just hometown. I always say every hometown needs those local little places, and this is exactly that. So stay with me throughout the hour as we come from Osprey at By the Bay Bistro. You are going to love this little gem, and there is a rumor that there is real homemade apple pie baked just for our segment. I'll be back in just a few minutes to meet the owner and tell you more. I want you to meet Susan, the proprietor, who has brought us this lovely little bistro. Susan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for coming, and I'd like to welcome the viewers today to the bistro here at the Bay Street Plaza.
You've done such a lovely job, and it really is kind of a joint family business and how you've brought it. Talk to us a little bit about your history and what brought you to Osprey to open up the shop.
Yes, I grew up in Illinois, and then I went to Germany to work in advertising, and I met my husband over there. I lived in Germany for almost 25 years, and both our children were born over there, and so I do have a German-European background. And then we moved to Osprey in 2012, and I've always kind of wanted to open a little cafe, and the time was never right, but when the opportunity presented itself here in this plaza, we jumped at the chance, and our thoughts were to do a little cafe which combines traditional coffees and espresso-based beverages and very authentic pastries, breads for using when we make the sandwiches.
Now, you mentioned the authentic pastries, and you actually have them certain things shipped in specifically. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we do. We get our pretzels from Germany, and the croissants that we served filled and plain come from Belgium, and the Danishes we have come from France and Denmark. And then we also have authentic New York bagels. So we try, like I said, to be very authentic in providing the taste experience throughout many countries of Europe and the U.S. then.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the barista, because she is wonderful. Quickly tell us.
Yes, one of our baristas used to work in Hawaii, and that's where she kind of learned her skills. And when she heard I was opening a coffee shop, I invited her to come on board because never having done anything like this, I really wanted somebody to walk me through it and help us with that aspect of the business. So,
well, let me tell you, she makes a really mean hot chocolate and a cappuccino, and we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Susan, stay right here because I'm going to sip on my hot chocolate, and we're going to come back and talk about the delicious sandwiches and more that's right here on the table. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, Susan, let's really get into it now and discuss the beautiful food that you've made for us today, starting with a real New York bagel.
Yes, this is our Lox and Bagel. That's one of our breakfast items that we have. Now moving over here, we have the Paris. That's a vegetarian option. It features the creamy French brie, topped with arugula and an apricot spread. Then we have the Zurich over here. That's on a pretzel stick. Again, the breads that we use are sourced out of Europe, so the pretzel stick comes from Germany. It features a Black Forest ham and Swiss cheese. Then we have our signature sandwich. That's the most popular one.
I love this sandwich.
This is the Monaco, and as you can tell, we've named all of the this is the Oslo, and we've named all of the sandwiches, bagels, the breakfast items for European cities, major European cities. So the Monaco features oven-roasted turkey, brie cheese, and arugula, as well as dried cranberries on a ciabatta bread.
It is so delicious. And of course, now this is an interesting historic dish, shall we say.
Yes, it is. This is the Berlin, and this is actually street food that you would eat in Berlin. You go to the market and you pick it up and you just kind of eat as you go. And it's a bratwurst, again, sourced out of Germany, with a tangy tomato curry sauce, and it's served with a wedge of baguette.
And then a cool day,
Yes.
oh, it's going to be perfect.
And this is a Munich. This is a twisted bretzel. That's a German word for pretzel. The bretzel features a homemade cheese spread and the sweet German mustard. And you just kind of dip it into the bread and the mustard. This is our latest creation. This is our new salad. This is a lox on greens, and it features smoked salmon as well as onions, mozzarella cheese, and everything is then topped with everything bagel seasoning.
I love anything that's topped with everything bagel seasoning. This is so delightful. I can't wait to tuck into that bagel and more, but we're coming back. There's a rumor about homemade pie, and I will be the first one to tuck in. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, Susan, it's a quick turn on dessert. Tell me what you made.
All right, here we have our desserts. This is our almond-filled croissant and some of the Danishes, blackberry cream, and this is our newest one. It's a pain au chocolat with bars of Belgian chocolate in it.
And this drink?
This drink is an iced cafe. It's vanilla ice cream topped with chilled coffee. And all of the coffee that we use here is locally roasted. And we also have teas that are also locally sourced.
And now the pie.
Yes.
You talk, I'll
Okay,
eat.
you eat. It's a very flaky crust. The pie is something we plan to offer in the future, doing seasonal pies of the month, apple, fruit pies, basically cherry pies, and so that's something that we're looking at to offer in the future.
I can't think of a better thing to start your morning with a delicious bagel and lox and a cappuccino, and then come back for pie and one of your coffee drinks.
Yes.
It's been a wonderful visit here. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you again for coming, yes.
It's really nice to see Osprey blooming and new businesses are coming in. And certainly, By the Bay Bistro is one of those. Have a great weekend, everybody, and enjoy your cappuccino and pie.